Hello, this is Lisa in Imagination Sisterhood Studio. Today I am going to show you how to make adorable mini envelopes using a jumbo. This is a 3.5-inch heart punch. I bought this just to make envelopes. And I'm going to use the print from Dasy Avenue's Vintage Paris Ephemera Bundle that you can find on Etsy. So you're going to need a paper. I'm using one with white so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing, but it can be two-sided. That would be fine. Any paper will do. And the first thing you're going to do is cut your heart. And I think I want kind of a variety of different things, but it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to stick this in here and I'm going to give it a punch. All right, so now I have my heart. We're all done with the punch. I'm going to take my ruler, and I like to use my cutting board to figure out where the middle is. So I'm lining up my point and my insert here of the heart along that line. And then I am going to create a fold at just before the 1 inch, so less than 1 inch, but really you can fold this kind of wherever you want. It'll just make a different shape envelope. So I'm folding it in. Let me give you an exact measure here. It looks like I'm folding it in just about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to do that on both sides. Put this back down, get it lined up, and a little more than a half here. If you don't have a mat, you can line it up at a little more than a 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch. All right, so now it looks like this. You have a heart and 2 wings. All right, and the next thing you are going to do is put the point at the top, and you are going to fold the scalloped edge up almost to where this fold is, and I will show you a close-up as soon as I fold it. So here's my little fold right there, and that is almost to that fold. And as you can see, that has created a mini envelope. And we're going to fold this down, excuse me, right where the top of those folds are. I'm going to use my ruler so I get it nice and straight because I don't want it crookedy-cockeyed. All right. And sometimes, oh, it's still crooked. That's interesting. All right, well, we're just going to go with it crooked. It's hard to tell because of the print. Sometimes this, depending on how you fold it, this point may come down way down here. If that happens, you can just take a corner cutter and you can chop that puppy off however long you need it. You can trim it off with your scissors, whatever you want to do. And there you go. You have an envelope. If you want to get really fussy about it, you can open this up and trim these off so that it's not quite so bulky on the inside. So in order to do that, you're going to keep the pointy top and this middle piece. You're going to cut part of that middle piece. You're going to cut this whole, let's do it this way. Here's your fold. We're going to cut this whole piece. Pencil so you can see. There's my fold. I'm going to cut this off about, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch from the fold on both sides. Not an exact science. Okay. And from here, I am going to leave this piece alone. And I'm going to cut in, where's my fold line? Here's my other fold line. So that's this piece. I'm going to cut in just the tiniest bit here, and then I'm going to cut this whole piece off. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cut this in just slightly at an angle, and that's only so you don't get a bunchy corner when you turn it up. And then I'm going to cut this whole piece off. So now it looks like that. And you're going to fold this in, and we're going to put a little bit of glue on this flap, on the top of the flap. All right, little glue on the top of the flap. Fold it up. And there you have your mini envelope that you can stick just about any little tiny note in, which is so much fun. I just love it. Stick this little note right in there. Close it up. You can make a bunch of these. You can stamp them if it's plain. You can put a little fake stamp on there so it looks like a stamp. You can cut a pretend stamp, but you can make these out of anything. Let's ink it so you can see what it looks like, because it's hard to tell because my paper is so busy. But you can make this out of dictionary pages, would be perfect for this, book pages. There, now you can see a little better. All right. There we go. There's our envelope. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to make little tiny envelopes. Thank you for crafting with me. This is Lisa in Imagination Sisterhood Studio.